From the book of Father's Prayers, and this is the chapter on Entreaty. Please allow us to walk the path of life together with you, Father. Father, looking at the course of history and through our own lives of faith, we've come to clearly understand that heaven is an eternal place. But what determines whether one can go into that heaven is what a person has made an effort to do on his own, on earth, and the state of his heart. As people who have come to know the will, we worry about ourselves, that we might not be able to walk the way we must for the will. We're those who cannot help but live day by day together with heaven, and yet cannot help but live together with the earth. But we know well that through our hearts which are like this, we're seeking to appear in our daily lives. In order to do that, we must realize the fact that you are judging the good and evil within us. Following a lonely path of life like this, those of us who are looking at that and going forward cannot help but admit that we're descendants of the fall, who are not able to find any hope without you, Father. For those of us who are like that, only heaven is good, and we know the truth that it must be heaven that becomes our everything. Please allow this time to become a time of reflection and evaluation of how rewarding and how truly human are living together with heaven and having the courage to die together with heaven. And in the course of history, those who left behind the name great person, a person of goodness, as a person of goodness, and those who left behind the name saint, as one individual in the world of men, their names have remained in a holy way, because their purpose of life was to live together with all humanity, and to live together with you, Father. They didn't become exhausted along the path of life. And in order to live together with you, and together with all the people of the world, we know that they walked a path of limitless struggles, and in order to tie the end together with the beginning. The many people who have come and gone throughout the course of history did that. But we who have the name of being sons and daughters of heaven, who are shouldering the responsibility of the providence of restoration, must be completely resolved in the history of today. We ask you to allow us to know the fact that what we must do is already determined. Your having called us in this way is not because we ourselves are fit for the calling, but you have called us as beings of hope through the course of the 6,000 years of pioneering, filled with so much grief since the fall, in order to establish a concept of creation, which you were hoping for from before the beginning of history. When we realize that we're such beings, we cannot help but feel again the loneliness and misery of our Father with his heart of grief-filled restoration. Please prod us, because we've not been able to become our real selves, who can straighten ourselves up and call you our Father. And let us admit that we've not been able to lay the foundation of holy devotion, which allows us to attend our heavenly parents, in spite of the fact that more than offering anything in the world, we ourselves must become complete offerings. We who are able to offer ourselves as sacrifices to whatever you desire. We cannot help express how many times we have forgotten this. Father, the external conditions, such as physical appearance or any kind of worldly conditions, are not the problem. Please allow us to be able to walk the course of our lives with earnest hearts which want to struggle for heaven, and want to witness to heaven, and want to live for heaven from deep in our hearts. Father, even if while living for you, it may sometimes seem like we're in a dreary, lonesome, lonely, and deserted place, we must realize that when we're assessed by you, we are considered as belonging to you. We earnestly desire that you will allow us to once again determine ourselves to stand by our own volition, in a position of knowing that this is the original path we must go, and it's the original desire which humanity should pursue. We've humbly prayed all these things in the name of our true parents, Jew. February 8th, 1970.